You know, I don't know about you, but in between getting all those chills like every 5 minutes, my eyes started watering on one of the exciting scenes because the nostalgia just pulled at my heart.
Oh yeah, I got goosebumps, man.
But did you shed?
I did. I got really emotional there at the end. Yeah.
Oh, at the end. Mine was like earlier in the movie when you weren't expected to like be all teary-eyed, but I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it.
Really?
It's bringing me back.
Oh Lord. Wow.
Yeah, man. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so Ghostbusters.
No. I mean, it really got me though, you know, like, and this is like a really good, like such a good feel-good movie.
It is, guys. It's not perfect though, but we'll let you know what's exciting about it and what they could have done better.
That was a masterpiece. I mean, I'm going to give it 5 reels for sure. What?
Welcome back, everyone. The Real Screeners are here to give you our review, finally, after a long wait for Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yeah.
But before we give you our real take, we want to remind you to look us up on social media. We are on Facebook and TikTok at Real Screeners, Instagram, real.screeners.
And as always, guys, we ask you, if you like our content, definitely subscribe to our channel. That definitely helps us. We put a lot of work into our content, and we hope you enjoy it. Also, of course, it also helps the algorithm. You smash that like button and of course
smash it.
Hit the notification bell so that you know every time we upload a video.
Awesome. And before we get into our review, we want to give you a Did You Know Screeners fun fact. So this movie is directed by Jason Reitman, who, as it happens, directed Up in the Air, among other great movies, but his father, Ivan Reitman, directed the original 2 Ghostbusters. Okay, so...
And it's like father, like son. And you could
knowing that really augments the experience, especially for me,
and you
because
feel it in this movie.
You really do feel it. So yes, it's directed by Jason Reitman, and just to go quickly over the stars, it stars Carrie Coon as Callie, Paul Rudd as Gary Gruberson, Finn Wolfhard as Trevor, McKenna Grace as Phoebe. She's probably the main kind of star here.
She gets the most screen time.
Absolutely. And then you have the funny, Logan Kim playing Podcast, memorable character for sure. And, some other actors as well.
No spoilers.
Okay, so thoughts on Afterlife, Ghostbusters.
Okay. Well, as you guys saw in the trailer, they did bring back Gozer, the villain from the original Ghostbusters, and you kind of get a sense that this is picking up with Phoebe and her discovery of the fact that she's the granddaughter of the great Egon Spengler, and she's unraveling this mystery, and I don't want to go on beyond that.
She's a little scientist, a little nerd who takes after her grandfather, and so the movie pokes a lot of fun at that, right? And then, of course, she interacts with the Paul Rudd character in a very clever way.
Her brother, Trevor, has his own little subplot, which I kind of felt like was not that important in this movie.
Well, I thought that this movie was very good, actually. I felt really warm and fuzzy watching it. I had a good time watching it. I think it's a great movie for the entire family. I think it's a great holiday movie. I think it plays heavy on nostalgia. It also kind of takes a different turn from the original movies in that it becomes very much focused on the kids. As it should. And so it reminded me a lot of, and this is probably one of the main reasons I love the movie, is because it reminded me of those 80s.
Yes, I knew you were going to say that.
Movies where the kids are the main stars, like Goonies, like E.T., for example, got some E.T. vibes in there.
And they're going like on a quest, on a journey. That type of thing. Yeah,
and Super 8 isn't from the 80s, but that's a movie that also kind of like reminisces from that time period, that time period.
It felt very 80s, and they did such a good job of that with the pacing. They did a great job with character development.
It felt like a very good old-fashioned movie.
The number one thing about this movie is that it is extremely nostalgic, and I think for the first 2 acts, I thought they did an excellent job of that, because what they did was they updated a lot of the stuff from the first movie. They had parallels all over the place, but they updated like the monsters. They updated some of the
still used cool, by the way, animatronics and old-fashioned puppetry, which I appreciated. They didn't rely only on CGI, which is great.
Yeah, no, they updated it a lot for this. They took a new turn on Ecto 1, which we hadn't seen before, and so you get a lot of that. And I was just sucked into that movie for the first 2/3. And where I had a problem with it was the climax, the third act. I felt like, okay, say it's getting extremely paralleled, extremely predictable.
is
A lot of fan
predictable.
service, which I enjoyed, but I thought it was a little overdone.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into details.
It didn't bother me. I definitely knew from the very beginning that we were going to get a pretty predictable story, you know. There are some things about the movie, though, that are not predictable. A few things a few things involving the location, if you will, or what the people did with the territory. I can't say anything else.
The setting or
the setting and yeah.
Well, I mean, I would hope that they would do that. You know, it's just
yes.
Did they have to rehash it with Gozer again in like so many of the same ways? They were doing such a good job.
Yeah, they didn't do anything really, new with that, I guess. But I really got chills at the end of the movie.
Yes. Yes.
It was a great send off for the old movies, and I feel like. The movie soars at the end for me, even though it was slightly predictable.
And it was a fantastic tribute to Harold Ramis. They really went out of the way to do that. And I'm not going to get into how they did certain things, but it was really mind blowing. And they took their time with it. It was very heartfelt.
Yes.
And I could go on and on about that.
No, yeah. I mean, go watch this movie. You're going to love it. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, it's a great movie for the entire family. So let's get into our real ratings.
I want to talk about the acting.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Real quick,
then
all the acting was really good, especially Phoebe, the actress who played Phoebe. She was highly convincing, and Paul Rudd is Paul Rudd. I kind of thought he could have done a little bit better. Everyone else was okay. That's all I got to say.
Well, I mean, no, that's you're absolutely right. The kids did a great job. McKenna Grace, I thought, was a great for that role,
right?
In that pivotal role of playing a Phoebe. Yeah, I thought she was great.
Stoic, awkward.
Part, Paul Rudd is always very likable. The mom was good. Carrie Coon. No, everybody did a great job, and so that's very important to move this, of course, movie forward. And so. Okay. Anything else, sir?
No, that's pretty much it. I had just mentioned about the special effects that you had mentioned being similar to that of the 80s. The music was Spielberg-esque.
Absolutely.
Everything was Spielberg-esque.
And
that's why it worked so well.
Sprinkles of the original score in there too, which was great. It gave me goosebumps. I loved it.
Yes. As far as real ratings, guys, everyone will enjoy this movie. I'm being a little nitpicky about it. Surprisingly, I thought Betha was going to be the one. Oh, it's too predictable, because that's kind of his MO.
It just didn't bother me. Yeah, sometimes predictability is not a bad thing.
Yeah. Especially, because the nostalgia of Ghostbusters is so strong.
Oh, it's because I'm such a huge fan of those movies. I love them.
So for all that, guys, I would normally give this kind of a movie a standalone, like 4 reels, but that nostalgia got me, man. So I'm going to go 4.5. I'm going to go 4.5.
Oh,
yes.
I thought that you were going to give it a lower rating.
No, it's because I had to be balanced with my critique, but ultimately the nostalgia just blinds you.
Man. I thought you were going to give it lower than that. That's what I'm going to give it too.
4.5.
Okay, all right. Okay,
surprise.
So not picky, not that nitpicky then. Okay, so yeah, 4.5 is the perfect rating for this movie. Of course, it gets that half reel knockdown because of the predictability, but everything else. Just have fun. Take your entire family to watch this. It's awesome.
And if you watch it at the Alamo Draft House. Best place to watch movies. Great food, great service. Great everything.
Yes. And don't forget to look us up on social media. As always, we are on Facebook and TikTok at Real Screeners, Instagram, Real.Screeners. Also, check out our online store at realscreeners.com for the most up-to-date movie mashups. You will love them.
Yes, we actually have 3 coming down the pike, guys. You will not want to miss this holiday season, so definitely check us out. And lastly, guys, as always, please subscribe to our channel, smash the like button, hit the bell, follow us.
Bing.
We will see you next time on our next Real Take on Movies.